Ahsoka Tano stands on the blackened shores of a lava river. The air is poison, heat claws at her lungs. Her twin lightsabers tremble in her hands, not from fear of the fire, but from the truth burning in front of her. Anakin Skywalker lies broken. On the volcanic sand, flames licking at the edges of his robes. His skin is scorched, his body failing, and through the roar of the lava, through the crackling inferno, he is screaming her name. Not Obi-Wan single quotes, as hers, this is how it ends. Not with a master striking down his fallen apprentice, but with a student, forced to face the man who raised her, the man who taught her how to fight, how to survive, how to believe she was more than just a Padawan. One choice, one battle, one unbearable decision that reshapes the fate of the galaxy. But how did she get here? Hours earlier, Ahsoka feels it before she understands it. She's leaving Ryloth dust, still clinging to her boots after helping free a village from slavers. The grateful faces of Twi'lek families linger in her mind as her battered YT-130. She's affectionately named the Wanderer lifts off into the purple sky. This is her life now. Not a Jedi, not a general. Just someone who helps, someone who goes where the Republic doesn't bother looking. For a moment, she allows herself peace. Then the Force screams. It's not subtle, not distant. It's a tidal wave crashing through her mind, a pressure behind her a sharp, blinding pain that drops her to one knee inside the cockpit. She grips the controls, breath ragged. Something is terribly wrong. She reaches out with the Force and finds darkness. Not ordinary darkness, not the quiet, natural balance she's felt before. This is suffocating, expanding, spreading like ink across water. And at the center of it, Anakin, but he doesn't feel like Anakin. The warmth that once burned bright inside him, the reckless hope, the stubborn compassion, the fierce loyalty, it's still there, but twisted, corrupted, choked by rage and fear so intense it makes her chest tighten. "No, Sky Guy," she whispers. Her hands move automatically, pulling up encrypted Jedi frequencies she never quite deleted. What she hears steals the air from her lungs. Emergency. Transmissions. Jedi down. Generals executed by their own clone troopers. One phrase repeats over and over like a funeral chant. Order 66. She tries. Master Plo. Silence. Shakti. Nothing. Anyone. Anyone at all. Static answers her every time. Then she intercepts a fragment from Coruscant's burning skyline, the Jedi Temple under siege. Clone troopers of the 501st marching through smoke-filled corridors and leading them. A figure with a blue lightsaber, she doesn't need a clear image. She knows the stance. The aggression of Form V, the way he advances instead of retreats, the rhythm of his strikes, it's Anakin, her master, her brother, the man who once told her that protecting the innocent was more important than politics. He's cutting down younglings. Her first instinct is denial. It has to be a trick, a disguise, a lie. But the Force doesn't lie to her. The darkness she feels is real. It's him. She considers going back to Coruscant, but the temple has fallen. Whatever happened is already done. So she does the only thing she can. She reaches for him. She follows the thread of their bond, fragile but still alive. Years of fighting side by side don't disappear overnight. Master and Padawan, teacher and student, they were more than rank, more than titles. She feels him moving through hyperspace, toward Mustafar, a volcanic graveyard of a planet in the outer rim, a place chosen for endings. And suddenly, the pieces begin to align. The separatist leadership is there. If someone wanted total control, if someone wanted to end both sides of the war in one stroke. Palpatine, the name surfaces like a blade breaking water. The Chancellor, who was always too kind to Anakin, too understanding, too interested, remembers the way her muntrals would prickle in his presence. The quiet discomfort she could never quite explain. If anyone could exploit Anakin's fear, his fear of loss, a failure, it would be him. She sets her course for Mustafar. Not because she knows she can win, but because she has to try. Hyperspace gives her too much time to think. She remembers Christophsis. The first time they fought together, how she thought he was reckless and arrogant. How he thought she was annoying and inexperienced. She remembers Ryloth Mandalarethi way he always jumped first and trusted her to follow. The way he pushed her, harder than anyone else ever had. How he believed in her even when the council didn't. She remembers leaving the order. The look in his eyes as she walked away. She told herself she was choosing freedom, choosing truth. But now, staring into hyperspace, she wonders if she left him alone when he needed her most. Would this have happened if she had stayed? The guilt tries to creep in. She pushes it down. Anakin made his choices, but maybe he can still choose differently. Maybe she can reach the man who used to ruffle her headtails and call her Snips. When she lands on Mustafar, sky is ash-dot, the air burns her lungs. Lava rivers carve glowing scars across the surface. And in the distance, she feels it. Anakin, not the man she knew. Something sharper, colder, furious. She finds him at the Separatist complex, standing among bodies. The war is over. The leaders are dead. He turns as she approaches. For a split second, just a flicker, she sees him, the real him. Shock, relief, maybe even hope. Then it hardens. "You shouldn't have come," he says. Her voice shakes despite her effort to steady it. "I'm not here to fight you." A lie, and they both know it. They circle each other slowly, lava illuminating their faces in hellish orange light. The heat doesn't compare to the tension between them. "Palpatine," she says quietly. "He's been manipulating you." "He saved me," Anakin snaps. "He showed me the truth. The Jedi were corrupt. They were going to destroy the Republic, and the younglings," she whispers. His jaw tightens. Pain flashes across his face, but rage buries it. "You don't understand? Then help me understand." For a moment, the Force feels still, balanced on the edge of a blade. If anyone in the galaxy can reach him, it's her. Not Obi-Wan, who feels like judgment. Not the Council, who feels like betrayal. Ahsoka represents something different. Loyalty without politics. Love without conditions. But the dark side feeds on fear, and Anakin is drowning in it. When their sabers ignite blue and white against volcanic red, it feels less like a duel and more like heartbreak given form. Fights brutally, aggressively, but there's hesitation in him, tiny pauses, subtle openings he never would have left for. Obi-Wan, he doesn't want to kill her, and she doesn't want to win. Their blades clash above rivers of fire. Sparks fly. Memories flash between strikes. "You taught me to be better than this," she shouts. "I am better," he roars back. "I'm ending the war. You're becoming the very thing we fought against." The final exchange happens. On the lava bank, he lunges overconfident. Driven by fury, she moves on instinct. Not out of superiority, not out of triumph, out of survival. He falls, the flames rise, and this time, it's her standing above him. Not a Jedi Master delivering justice, but a former Padawan. Sobbing through smoke, watching the man she loved like family burn in the consequences of his own choices. He reaches toward her, "Ahsoka, help me." And this is the moment that changes everything. Does she stay? Does she try to drag him from the fire? Does she believe he can still come back? Or does she walk away believing the man she knew was already gone? Because if Ahsoka is the one who leaves him there, the weight of Darth Vader's survival rests on her heart forever. And if she tries to save him, the Empire may never rise as we know it. That's the tragedy. Not just that Anakin falls, but that in this version of the story, the last face he sees before the darkness fully claims him is the student who once believed he could do no wrong. And, sometimes, that kind of loss burns hotter than Mustafar itself. The Wanderer drops out of hyperspace, and Mustafar fills her viewport. The planet is exactly as forbidding as she remembers from intelligence briefings. A dark sphere wreathed in volcanic ash, its surface cracked with rivers of molten rock. Heat signatures are off the charts. This is a world where nothing should be able to live, yet somehow the Separatists chose it as their final stronghold. Perhaps they thought the hostile environment would protect them. They were wrong. Ahsoka brings her ship in low, using the ash clouds for cover as she approaches the main facility. It's a massive structure built on a collection platform suspended over a lava lake. The architecture is industrial, all hard angles and reinforced durasteel, designed to withstand the extreme temperatures. Her sensors pick up multiple power signatures. The facility is still active, or at least it was recently. She finds a landing platform away from the main entrance. A smaller dock that looks like it's used for supply shuttles As the Wanderer's landing gear touches down, she feels the entire ship shudder from the ambient heat. The hull is already beginning to char, the paint bubbling and peeling. She'll need to make this quick, or she won't have a ship to leave in. Takes a deep breath, centers herself, and draws her lightsabers. The weight of them is familiar, comforting. She's fought countless battles with these blades, faced down Sith assassins, dark side users, battle droids by the thousands. But she's never fought someone she loved before. Never had to raise her weapon against someone who meant more to her than almost anyone in the galaxy. The boarding ramp lowers and the heat hits her like a physical wall. It's oppressive, making every breath feel like she's inhaling fire. Her munch rolls immediately begin to ache from the temperature differential. The air tastes of sulfur and ash. She ignites both lightsabers, the blue and green blades casting light in the hellish dimness, and moves into the facility. The corridors are empty and eerily quiet. Emergency lighting casts everything in a red glow that makes her think of blood. Her boots click against the metal floor, the sound echoing in the silence. Then she starts seeing the bodies. Battle droids first, scattered everywhere. B1 south, B2 south, even the heavier droidecas. All of them sliced cleanly in half or crushed by overwhelming force. She recognizes the technique, the precision cuts, the economy of movement, Anakin's style, refined and perfected over years of war. She moves deeper into the complex. Following the trail of destruction, the bodies become more varied. Super battle droids torn apart, security systems sliced from the walls, blast doors cut open like tissue paper. And then she starts finding organic casualties. Neimoidians, Geonosians, Quarren, members of the Separatist Council, each one killed with brutal efficiency. No mercy, no hesitation, just execution. Ahsoka's stomach turns as she steps over the corpses. These were her enemies. Yes, the people who'd helped plunge the galaxy into war. But they were also prisoners, defenseless, probably trying to surrender. This wasn't combat. This was murder. Cold, calculated, systematic murder. And Anakin did this. The man who once told her that a Jedi's job was to protect life, not take it needlessly. She reaches a central control room and stops. The door has been blown open, the edges still glowing red hot. Inside, she can see more bodies, the entire Separatist leadership slaughtered. And standing among them, his back to her, is Anakin Skywalker. He's changed. His Jedi robes are gone, replaced by dark leather and cloth. His posture is different, more predatory, and in his hand, ignited and casting bloody shadows across the walls, is a lightsaber with a crimson blade. For a moment, neither of them moves. Ahsoka's hearts are pounding so hard she can hear them in her entrails. This is it, the moment of truth. She takes a breath, deactivates her lightsabers, and steps into the room. Her voice, when she speaks, is steady, despite the fear churning in her gut. Anakin, he doesn't turn immediately. She sees his shoulders tense, his free hand clenching into a fist. When he finally does face her, she barely recognizes him. His eyes are wrong. Instead of the clear blue she knows so well, they're yellow, burning with Sith corruption. His face is drawn older somehow, marked by stress and pain, and something darker. But underneath all of that, she still sees him, still sees Sky Guy Snips. His voice is different too, harder. There's an edge to it she's never heard before, a barely controlled rage simmering beneath every word. What are you doing here? This doesn't concern you. Everything you do concerns me. She keeps her voice level, non-threatening, the way she'd talk to a cornered animal. You're my master, Anakin, my friend. Whatever's happening, we can fix this together. He laughs, but there's no humor in it, just bitterness. Your master. The Jedi made sure I'd never be anyone's master. They held me back, denied me the rank, treated me like a child, despite everything I accomplished. And you left. You walked away when I needed you most. She feels the accusation like a physical blow, but doesn't let it show. I left because the order was broken, because they valued their rules over justice. But I never left you, Anakin. I'm here now, aren't I? You shouldn't be. He turns fully to face her now, the red lightsaber held loosely at his side. This is bigger than you understand, bigger than the Jedi or the Republic. The Chancellor showed me the truth. The Jedi are traitors. They tried to assassinate him, tried to take over the Republic. I stopped them. I saved the galaxy. Ahsoka's mind races. The Chancellor Palpatine. So her suspicions were right. He's behind this somehow. Anakin, listen to yourself. Does that sound right to you? The entire Jedi Order, thousands of Jedi, including Master Yoda, all traitors, all of them tried to take over. Or is it more likely that one man, a politician, who's been accumulating power for years, fed you lies? They're not lies. His voice rises, anger bleeding through. I saw it. Master Windu tried to kill the Chancellor. He was going to execute him without a trial. That's not the Jedi way. That's not justice. And what were you doing there? Why were you in the Chancellor's office when the Jedi Council went to arrest him? She's pressing now, using her training, trying to get him to think critically. Did you know they were coming? Did Palpatine know? His expression flickers, uncertainty crossing his features for just a moment. Then it hardens again. You don't understand. None of you do. The Jedi are stuck in their ways, blind to the realities of power. The Chancellor sees clearly. He understands what it takes to bring peace through strength, through control, through absolute power. You sound like Count Dooku. Ahsoka takes a careful step closer. Remember him? The Sith Lord we fought together. He said the same things. That the Republic was corrupt, that democracy had failed, that only through authoritarian control could the galaxy know peace. We stopped him, Anakin together, because we knew he was wrong. Dooku was a fool. Anakin's hand tightens on his lightsaber. He served his master blindly, never understanding the full scope of the plan. But I understand. I see what needs to be done. The Jedi are gone. The Separatists are gone. Now there can finally be peace, order, security. At what cost? She gestures at the bodies around them. You killed them all, Anakin. The Separatist leaders, sure, but also the Jedi, Master Shakti, Master Ki-Adi-Mundi, and the younglings. Children who never did anything wrong, who were just learning to use the Force. You murdered them. She sees him flinch at that, a crack. In his armor, they would have grown up to be Jedi, to perpetuate the same failed system, to hold people back like they held me back, like they held us both back, Snips. Don't you see? We're free now, free to do what's necessary without their rules, their restrictions, their narrow view of the Force. This isn't freedom. Her voice is firm but gentle. You're not free, Anakin. You're a slave, Palpatine's slave. He's used your fear, your anger, your pain, and he's turned you into a weapon, a tool for his ambitions. She pauses, watching his face carefully. This is about Padma, isn't it? He told you he could save her. His reaction is immediate and visceral. His entire body goes rigid, and for a moment his eyes flash even brighter yellow. How do you know about that? About Padma and me? I've known for a long time. Ahsoka's voice softens. You weren't as subtle as you thought, and I never said anything, because I understood you love her. That's not a crime. No matter what the code says, she's going to die. The words come out almost desperate. I've seen it. In my visions, in my dreams. She's going to die in childbirth, and I'm going to lose her. The Chancellor showed me the power to prevent it, the power to save the people I love. The Jedi couldn't teach me this. They forbid it. But the dark side offers no such limitations. Ahsoka's hearts break at the fear in his voice, the raw terror. She remembers Anakin's history, how he lost his mother, how that loss nearly destroyed him. The thought of losing Padma too, it's breaking him apart. And Palpatine, that manipulative bastard, he's exploiting that fear. Anakin, think about what you're saying. She keeps her voice calm, rational. You've killed hundreds of people, innocents, children, in the name of saving one person. Do you really think Padman would want that? Would she want you to become a monster to save her life? Her eyes search his face. And even if Palpatine really can teach you to prevent death, and that's a big if, what makes you think he'll keep his promise? He's a Sith Lord, Anakin. Deception is what they do. He's not a Sith Lord, but the denial sounds weak even to him. He's the Chancellor. He's trying to save the Republic. You know that's not true. She takes another step closer. You know what he is. You felt it when Master Windu confronted him. You felt the dark side radiating off him. Palpatine has been playing both sides of this war from the beginning. He's been manipulating everyone, including you. You're wrong. He's shaking his head, but she can see the doubt in his eyes, the conflict. You're just like Obi-Wan, like the Council. You don't trust me. You never did. That's not true, and you know it. Her voice rises with emotion now. I trusted you with my life. Every single day we fought together. I knew you had my back, and I had yours. That bond, that trust, it doesn't just disappear because I left the Order. Then why did you leave? The question comes out almost like a plea. Why did you abandon me when I needed you most? I didn't abandon you. Tears are forming in her eyes now. I left the Order because it was broken. Because they were more interested in politics than protecting people, because they expelled me without a trial, judged me without evidence, and then expected me to come back like nothing happened. I left because I couldn't be part of that anymore, and I stayed. His voice is bitter. I stayed and followed their rules and swallowed my pride and did everything they asked, and they still didn't trust me, still treated me like a Padawan, still sent Obi-Wan to spy on me. Well, no more. I don't need their approval. I don't need their validation. I have real power now. Power, she shakes her head sadly. Anakin, you're one of the most powerful Force users I've ever known. You always have been. But power without wisdom, without compassion, without restraint, that's not strength, that's tyranny. That's what we fought against in this war. The war is over. His hand rises, and she feels the Force gather around him. I won, peace will reign. Under the Empire, an empire that will last for 1,000 years, bringing security and stability to every system. Is that what this is about? Empire? Ahsoka's expression hardens Anakin. We fought for a republic, for democracy, for freedom. Now, you're telling me you've helped create a dictatorship? That you've murdered thousands of people to install a tyrant? You're so naive. He's advancing on her now, his lightsaber rising. Democracy is weak. The Republic has been crumbling for decades. Corruption, bureaucracy, senators more interested in their own power than the good of their people. The Empire will cut through all of that. There will be order, there will be justice, justice. She stands her ground even as he approaches. You're talking about the man who orchestrated a war that killed billions, who played both sides like pieces on a dejeric board, who has now declared himself emperor and eliminated the only people who could stop him. That's not justice, Anakin. That's conquest. You're with them. His eyes narrow, the yellow glow intensifying. You're against me, just like Obi-Wan, just like the Council. I can sense it. You came here to stop me. To kill me? No. She shakes her head firmly. I came here to save you. There's a difference. It's too late for that. His voice drops to something cold and final. I've made my choice. I am more powerful than any Jedi, more powerful than the Chancellor. I can overthrow him eventually, take his place, rule the galaxy the way it should be ruled. With strength, with vision, without the weakness of sentiment. Listen to yourself. Ahsoka's voice breaks. You sound insane. The Anakin I knew cared about people, about right and wrong, about protecting the innocent. This power you're talking about, this control, it's poisoning you. It's turning you into everything we fought against. I am doing what's necessary. He's right in front of her now, looming over her. And if you can't see that, if you stand in my way, then you're my enemy. Then I'll do what I must. She reaches for her lightsabers, but doesn't ignite them yet. But I won't fight you, Anakin. Not like this. Not unless you force me to. For a long moment, they stand there, Master and Padawan, separated by a gulf that seems impossibly wide. She can see him struggling, the conflict written across his face. Part of him, she knows, still remembers who he was, still remembers their bond. But the darkness is winning. The corruption runs too deep. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. The words come out flat. Final. His lightsaber rises into a guard position. Ahsoka's hearts sink. She really tried, but words alone won't be enough. Maybe they never were. She ignites her own blades, the blue and green glow standing in stark contrast to his crimson. I'm sorry, Skywalker. Her voice is barely a whisper. I'm so sorry I couldn't save you. Then the moment shatters and he's moving, faster than should be. Possible, his lightsaber coming down in a devastating overhead strike, meant to cleave her in two. She crosses her blades and catches it, the impact sending shockwaves down her arms. The raw power behind the blow is staggering. He's always been strong, but this is different. The dark side is enhancing him, fueling him with rage and hate. She pushes back and disengages, using her smaller frame and superior agility to dart aside. His follow-up strike misses her by inches, the blade scoring a molten line across the floor where she was standing. He's not holding back, not even a little. This is a fight to the death. You taught me everything I know about fighting. She circles him, her blades in a defensive position. But not everything, you know. It's true. During their time together, she absorbed his teachings like a sponge, his aggressive style, his use of gem-so, his tendency to overwhelm opponents with raw power. But she also learned to adapt, to develop her own style that plays to her strengths. Speed, precision, acrobatics. She can't match his strength, so she won't try. Anakin comes at her again, a series of rapid strikes that force her to give ground. His technique is flawless, each attack flowing into the next without wasted movement. But there's something different about it now, a brutality that wasn't there before. He's not trying to disarm her or disable her. He's trying to kill her. She blocks, parries, deflects, her two blades working in concert to handle his assault. It's like fighting a storm, relentless, overwhelming. She leads him deeper into the control room, using the space to her advantage. When he force pushes a console at her, she leaps over it, somersaulting through the air and landing behind him. Her counterattack is swift, both blades aimed at his back, but he spins and catches them. Their lightsabers lock, bringing them face to face. She can feel the heat from his blade, see the corruption in his eyes up close. "Remember, Chris," she says through gritted teeth. "You saved my life that day. Showed up out of nowhere with a cocky attitude and saved a Padawan you'd never met. That's who you are, Anakin. Not this monster. That man was weak." He shoves her back with the Force, sending her sliding across the floor. Sentimental, holding himself back because of outdated morals. "I'm free of those chains now." She recovers quickly, rolling back to her feet. "This isn't freedom. You're lying to yourself." She rushes him, her blades weaving a pattern of light. "You're scared, terrified, and that fear is controlling you more than the Jedi Code ever did." He roars and meets her attack, their lightsabers clashing so fast they become blurs. The room fills with the sound of plasma striking plasma, the ozone smell of ionized air. They fight through the control room and out onto a walkway, the heat of Mustafar's surface hitting them like a furnace. Below them, rivers of lava flow sluggishly, the glow painting everything orange and red. The walkway is narrow, barely wide enough for two people to stand side by side. It should limit Anakin's aggressive style, but he doesn't slow down. He presses the attack, driving her backward along the catwalk. She gives ground strategically, watching for opportunities. When she sees one, she takes it, dropping low and sweeping his legs. He stumbles but doesn't fall, using the Force to maintain his balance. Ahsoka watches from the shadows as Luke destroys the Death Star, as he becomes a hero of the rebellion, as he begins to discover his heritage and his power. She's not ready to reveal herself yet, not ready to explain who she is or what she knows, but she watches. She protects him when she can, quietly from a distance, making sure he survives long enough to become what the galaxy needs him to be. She watches as he trains himself in the Force, as he grows stronger and more confident. Watches as he faces Vader multiple times, fighting and barely escaping. And she feels something through her bond with Vader that she hasn't felt in nearly 2 decades. Conflict, real, genuine conflict. The presence of his son, the knowledge that he has family, it's breaking through the darkness. Cracking the armor, Palpatine. Built around his heart. 20-3 years after Mustafar, on the second Death Star, Luke Skywalker does what Ahsoka could not. He redeems his father. Anakin Skywalker returns in the final moments of Vader's life, killing Palpatine and saving his son at the cost of his own life. Ahsoka feels it across the galaxy, feels the exact moment the darkness breaks and the light returns, feels Anakin's presence. Truly Anakin's. For the first time since Mustafar, she weeps when she feels him die. Not tears of sadness, but of relief and joy and bittersweet victory. Came back, in the end, he made the right choice. He proved that Padme was right, that there was still good in him, that the man she knew wasn't completely lost. It doesn't erase what he did as Vader, doesn't bring back the people he killed or undo the suffering he caused. But it means something, means everything. Later, after the Battle of Endor, after the celebrations die down, she finally reveals herself. She approaches Luke Skywalker in the ruins of the second Death Star. Her white lightsabers on her belt, her face showing every year she's lived in hiding. Luke Skywalker, her voice is gentle. "We need to talk about your father, about your mother, about the promise I made 23 years ago on a volcanic planet called Mustafar." Luke turns to face her, curiosity and wariness mixing on his young face. "I'm Ahsoka Tano. I was your father's Padawan before he fell, and I'm the one who left him to burn." They talked for hours. She tells him everything about Anakin before the fall, about the man he was and the hero he could have been, about Palm and her death, about how the twins were hidden to protect them, about Mustafar and the fight and the impossible choice she had to make, about the years watching from the shadows, protecting him without his knowledge, keeping her promise to a dead senator who begged her to give her children a chance at freedom. Luke listens to all of it, his face grave but understanding. When she finishes, he's quiet for a long moment. Then he speaks, his voice thoughtful. "You saved my mother's life that day, and mine and Leia's. You did what you had to do, what anyone would have done, and you kept your promise. We grew up free. We got to choose our own paths. That's worth more than you know. Your father would be proud of you." Ahsoka's voice is thick with emotion. "Both of you, you and Leia. You're everything good about him without the darkness. You're what he could have. Ben, if he'd made different choices, Padman would be proud too." She smiles through her tears. "You fulfilled her dying wish. You found the good in him. You brought him back. You saved him when no one else could. I couldn't have done it without you." Luke's voice is firm. "You kept him alive long enough for me to reach him. You gave him reason to doubt, to question, to remember who he was. The conflict I sensed in him, I think you put it there. Years of refusing to give up on him, that mattered. That made the difference. Maybe she's not sure she believes it, but she wants to think her years of hoping weren't wasted, wants to believe that her refusal to let go of Anakin Skywalker's memory, despite everything Vader did, somehow contributed to his redemption. It's comforting to think so, at least. "What will you do now?" Luke asks. "The war is over. The Empire is falling. You can stop hiding, stop running. You can rest. I don't know." She admits honestly, "I've been hiding for so long, I'm not sure I remember how to do anything else, but maybe it's time to start building instead of just surviving, to help create the galaxy your mother dreamed of, the one your father died to make possible." Luke smiles. "And I'd like to know more about my parents. The real story, not the propaganda or the legends. Will you tell me? Will you tell Leia? We deserve to know where we came from, even if it's complicated, even if it hurts." "Yes," she nods. "I'll tell you everything, the good and the bad, the love and the loss, the hope and the tragedy. You deserve to know your parents as they really were, not as myths or monsters. As people, flawed, complicated people who loved each other and tried their best, and sometimes failed spectacularly. But people nonetheless." They talk through the night, Ahsoka sharing memories of Anakin and Padma that no one else remembers. The small moments that made them human. The jokes and arguments, and tender gestures that got lost in the larger narrative of their tragedy. She tells them about Anakin's terrible piloting that somehow always worked, about Padma's stubbornness in the Senate, about how they looked at each other when they thought no one was watching. She tells them about the man Anakin was before the fall, the hero who would risk everything for those he loved, the teacher who pushed her to be better, the warrior who fought with passion and precision, the person who understood that rules were important, but people were more important. She doesn't hide his flaws, his anger, his fear, his attachment, but she makes sure they understand he was more than just the monster he became. And she tells them about their mother, about Padme's courage and compassion, about how she fought for democracy even when it was dangerous, about her kindness to everyone regardless of their status, about her unwavering belief in redemption and second chances, about how she loved their father enough to follow him to Mustafar despite knowing what he'd done, about how her last words were about hope when she finally finishes. Both twins are crying, but they're smiling too, grateful for these glimpses of parents they never knew. Luke thanks her, his voice thick with emotion. Leia, whom Ahsoka meets shortly after, embraces her tightly and makes her promise to stay in their lives, to be the connection to their parents that they've never had. Ahsoka agrees, feeling something she hasn't felt in decades. Not quite peace, but close. Purpose without desperation. Hope without despair. The burden she's carried since Mustafar feels lighter somehow. She kept her promise. Protected the twins, helped them grow up free. And in the end, they did what she couldn't. They saved their father's soul. The galaxy begins to heal slowly. The New Republic rises from the Empire's ashes. It's not perfect, not even close, but it's better. It's a chance. And that's all anyone can ask for, really. A chance to do better. To learn from the past without being chained by it. To build something new on the ruins of what came before. Ahsoka helps where she can, sharing her knowledge and experience. She trains Luke and other Force sensitives, passing on what she learned from the Jedi while warning them away from the Order's mistakes. She works with Leia in the Senate, providing historical context and strategic advice. She becomes a bridge between eras, a living link to the Republic and Jedi that came before, but she never forgets Mustafar. Never forgets the day she had to choose between saving her master and saving his family. Never forgets the sight of Anakin burning at the edge of a lava river, screaming her name. Never forgets Padme's broken expression or the weight of Leia. In her arms, those memories don't fade with time. If anything, they become sharper, more painful, impossible to ignore. She visits Padme's grave on Naboo sometimes, late at night when no one else is around. She tells the senator about her children, about how amazing they turned out, about how they saved the galaxy and redeemed their father. She apologizes for not being able to save Anakin on Mustafar, even though she knows Padme wouldn't blame her. She promises to keep watching over Luke and Leia, even though they're adults now and don't need her protection anymore, and sometimes, when she's alone and the weight of memory becomes too much, she reaches out through the Force to the place where Anakin's presence used to be. It's empty now, has been since he became one with the Force on the Death Star, but she swears sometimes she can still feel him. A warmth, a presence, a sense of peace that wasn't there before. Maybe it's real, maybe it's wishful thinking. She doesn't know and doesn't really care. It's enough to believe that somewhere in the Force, Anakin Skywalker is at peace. It's that he's with Padme, that they're watching over their children together. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.